ki te mai kake mai, ki tēnei hua, hō, panga makariri ana, engari, ka hare tonu ngā mahi o te kapapiri ona. Ki kui, ko Vix ahau, whakapāhua ana mai i Maririwa, ki Aotearoa, New Zealand. Ko tēnei tōku hōtaka, ko tahi rau Pātika mā waru, i tēnei wā. Ka huri rana mātou i ngā āhuatanga ki pāna ki Kapapiri. Ko ake kōrero i tēnei pō, ko koetahi āhuatanga pāna ki ngā whakahairitanga o te kapapiri ona. Nā te mea, kore etahi lima, me mahau, e tino mohio. He aha te aha, e roto e te kapa. A popo, ka tīmata ngā pātini tuku, ngā hui pātini tuku, mō te wiki, kei te heke mai. E waru, i rā hōtaka, e waru i rā hōtaka, kia mohi ai koutou e kona etahi pihi ki te uti, māhau, māu, ne? Kare he uti mo e rā mo e rā pihi ki te, ne? Nā, i waru mano, te noinga o e rā pihi ki te uti. Nā reira, kaue i waruwari ki te uru atu te hui pātene ngā hui pātene tuku. Nā koetahi atu kōrero mō tēnei pō o ngā āhuatanga e pā ana ki etahi atu whakahairitanga o te kapapiri ona. E hawa tēnei te pāngi hau, pāngi taputu. Nā, e mohina mai koutou, koenei ngā tikanga. Now, welcome to those in attendance tonight, those who have taken the time out to either learn more about TVC or just to catch up on things, that they have forgotten about, to revive a lot of kaupapa, because there are so many, to account for. And it's impossible to know them all, but you cannot forget them. Kara koe kara koe whakangaro e rā couldn't. So we revise. It is repetitive learning as well. So for those of you for the first time who are attending my broadcast or welcome. We will share and go to the blog. Oh, before we go there, yeah, Simba meeting tomorrow night, 8 of them. Well, hopefully they all go one hit. Well, it's like this. It's tomorrow in New Zealand, it's, we kind of say it's tomorrow night because it's after midnight tomorrow, which ends up as Tuesday morning, early hours of the morning, 5 a.m. It is now held. But you've got tomorrow to get yourself sorted all those weeks. Never even missed them because there are 8,000 cookie rewards to be gained. And they're for free. They're giveaway. Why wouldn't you want to get them? That's one way of getting cookie rewards. Going TBC for free. There are many other ways that you can get cookie rewards by joining, joining many other things that happen in TBC. But that is a freebie. The send button meeting, as long as you have a send button in your Crinkle Cashback office, you can attend the meeting. Okay, so you need to go to the send button meeting, whatever language it is spoken in, and click on that link. Then go to the next link, which is the video, or the live, as you might say. Click on that and wait to watch. So you need to be watching the video so that you can get the keyword that is written on a piece of paper towards the end of of the broadcast. Sometimes they get quite tricky, these hosts, and they'll put their word up halfway. So you need to go right through and view the whole video. Okay? And make sure you got the right keyword. Then once that's finished, you go back out to your Crinkle Cash link again, and notice there's a box at the bottom that says keyword. You must go into that and enter the keyword you have just viewed in the broadcast. And so on. So you move on to the next one, whichever one you want to watch next. Okay? So that is, remember, 5 a.m. Tuesday morning, New Zealand time, and that's for the whole 8 send button meetings. Okay? Right. Let's share our screen. So tonight I'm going here. Exception to the policy limitation of 100 TBC only coming from cookie rewards. Now you'll see that written in your Crinkle Cashback office, and you probably won't even remember what it's for. But in this article, I will cover why some exceptions will be made to the policy of the maximum amount of TBC coins that can be given to an individual through cookie rewards is 100 lifetime total TBC coins. Before I get into those exceptions, I need to make a few things very clear. TBC is not a currency with a mission. It is a mission with a currency. When you study the public notices, this becomes more clear. Also, you should know a legal structure has been put in place where all 1 billion TBC coins are in a master trust, and a sub-trust is created for every TBC wallet and the coins they hold beneath the master trust. You don't own TBC. Before you get a send button in your TBC wallet, you must pass the send button test, right? Let's look at question 2. Because we are a private community, we are entitled to self-regulation with our centralized coin network, and discounters of our coin will have the send button turned off by admin. Other abusive behavior within our community could also result in the same thing. If a member's send button is turned off, they will be given a period of time to reform, and then they can get the send button turned back on. We have seen that decentralized coins tend to lose their value because of a small number of people discounting them will drive the price down sharply and ultimately create loss for all users of those coins. A coin such as ours, which is based on the principle of abundance, requires a responsible admin to regulate its use centrally. The best way to view our coin is as community property, and each member is a steward over their portion. This is implied within the membership agreement. Are you allowed to transact with our coin at any price of your choosing? Yes or no? No, our coin is part of a private community, and you have to conduct all transactions at the published current price only. If you choose yes, you purchase the coin. It's your property to use as you wish at whatever price you want. The correct answer is no. Our coin is part of a private community, and you have to conduct all transactions at the published current price only. Pay close attention to these sentences. The best way to view our coin is as community property, and each member is a steward over their portion. This is implied within the membership agreement. Once you understand how the sub-trust protects you and the whole TBC community, you will get very excited. Let me give you an example of the principle here. The principle is to own nothing and control much. To a poor person, this may not make sense, but rich people already understand this principle. So, in this example, there are 2 dogs. A poor man owns a dog and licenses the dog under his own name, and the dog bites a wealthy man. The wealthy man sues the poor man in court and wins, and garnishes his wages to pay off the judgment, and the poor man becomes poorer. The second dog belongs to a trust a rich man set up for that dog, and the only thing in that trust is the dog. That dog bites a poor woman, and she thinks she will suddenly become rich by suing the rich man. But the case is dismissed because the rich man does not own the dog, and there is no money in the trust. The point to this example is to welcome the legal structure of TVC and don't obsess over not owning TVC. The problem with the current financial structure is corruption has completely taken over, allowing the hoarding of wealth away from the mass majority. It is pure evil that 1% own 99% of all the wealth in the world, leaving about 50% of the world population in abject poverty. What a waste of human potential. Strip away the means of a man, and that man is likely to lead a meaningless life. I hope you can see how evil it is. This is the reason TVC has been forging a new path away. We are going our own way, centered on truth and not lies. 100 TVC coins is worth a great deal today and will become massive once we reach our objective of 1 billion members. We have 3,309,852 members. That's changed today. We are at 3,328 almost thousand members at the moment. So that means each TVC coin is worth that amount, 3,328,000 grain. And when we use the third-party calculator, it shows 8,496,665.90. Times that by 100 TVC coins, and that equals 849,666,519. So we need to times the other figure we had by 100. Then, when we reach our objective of 1 billion members, those same 100 TVC coins will be worth 100 billion. 100 billion grain, which is so big, this calculator can't process it. But it is roughly $250 billion. At some point, you can draw the conclusion of having too much abundance, especially when you understand the responsibilities that come with having a stewardship. Yes, the TVC billionaires will be the ones erecting future skyscrapers and establishing institutions of their own, and will be able to provide liquidity to the TVC millionaires they align with in this grand mission to raise up humanity. But in order for an economy to work, there needs to be some friction between socio-economic classes. And not everyone can be a billionaire. Another thing to consider is that there are exactly 1 billion TBC coins. If it was too easy to get 100 TBC coins, then once 10 million members collected them, the admin wallet will run to zero prematurely, and that would be the end of Cookie Rewards. And without further incentive to offer, we most likely will not be able to get to 1 billion members. Frankly, if you manage to hit this limitation, you shouldn't be concerned about getting even more TBC coins. You should be even more excited and work even harder to help the community get to 1 billion members, knowing that the incentive is to mature your coin to $250 billion. That's a massive stewardship. The TBC community will expect much from you. TBC was never meant to be a mission of personal gain only. We do want to raise all members up. In the end, worst case scenario, you will become a TBC millionaire. A simple transaction of 40 grand worth of Pringles will result in TBC millionaire status. And it doesn't get easier than that to become a millionaire. What I find interesting is the notion that today you could do such a transaction and then immediately go through the redemption process and cut out and out of sheer ignorance. Some people think they should be able to cash it all in. Laughing out loud, where do these people think that money is coming from? We're in the distribution phase, people. Movement in the millions such as that would only be available once a mature, full-blown TBC Kringle economy has been established. Hold on. Right. Well, where was I before? Over here somewhere. Right. We are in the distribution phase, people. Movement in the millions such as that would only be available once the mature, full-blown TBC Kringle economy has been established. Think of the distribution phase like a condominium skyscraper being built and condos are being sold long before they are built. People literally are buying air at first. Maybe the foundation had been built and people are buying condos on the 10th floor already. The 10th floor won't exist for at least a year. And people feel like they are getting a bargain with their purchase. And they're not wrong. So I think I have cleared up a lot there before getting into the exceptions on the 100 TBC Cookie Rewards limit. All exceptions relate to building up memberships in TBC. Let's look at how a member could even get to this 100 TBC limit in the first place. Broadcasters certainly have the advantage here. Broadcasters get 1 million cookies for every send button meeting they view. They would have to view 10,000 meetings to hit the limit of 100 TBC coins. That's not likely to ever happen. They also get 1 million cookies for every broadcast that they do. And again, it would take 10,000 broadcasts to hit the limit. So Meetings and broadcasts are not going to ever reach that limit alone. Broadcasters do get 100 million cookies for each exchange of 40 grain. And it would cost about $10,000 worth of crinkle to hit the limit. I can see that happening in a few cases. But in principle, we don't want to exceed the 100 TBC limit based solely on large purchases. That was the main reason I wrote the previous article saying Cookie Rewards is not available for institutions. A basic millionaire member that doesn't broadcast gets 100,000 cookies for the same transaction. It would cost them $10 million worth of TBC to hit the limits. So far, these are not the ways members would even hit the limit. Builders that sponsor 100 new members get 1 million cookies for each set of 100. So a big builder that signs up 1,000 new members could hit this limit. Unfortunately, scammers have swarmed around the TBC community, taking advantage wherever they can. In the last 2 redemption periods, all referrals counted towards Cookie Rewards and email verification was all that was required. Have you noticed most of the recruiting services around TBC dried up and went away once membership was based on paid data and not just email verified? Admin has seen a lot of missing a line here. Admin has seen a lot of obvious fraud coming from these recruiting services, and the change to paid data corrected that situation. So, if you have earned enough Cookie Rewards that exceed the 100 TBC limit based on sign-ups and send in a support ticket asking for an exception, they better be real referrals. For now, if you signed up over 1,000 paid referrals and asked for an exception, I can accept that and issue the addition TBC coins as earned, deserving the reward. But if you try to scam admin by claiming all of your email verified non-paid signups are real, then you will need to prove it. Get them to become paid and have them complete their profile. A true builder doesn't sign up people and immediately abandon them. Being a sponsor comes with some responsibility to encourage their recruits to fully plug into the TBC community. We are turning people into millionaires and billionaires, for goodness sake. Why wouldn't they want to fully plug in? I'm just going to say it. If you think you deserve to get more than 100 TBC coins for a half-assed job on your part, you are crazy. On the other hand, if you have carefully read the blog, I have shown you many ways to be a big builder. And you can get thousands of new members and paid data and plugged into the TBC community. And for those kind of builders, I really don't have a limit for you. Send in a support ticket and make your case. If you have clean paid referrals and they have completed their profile, then you fit into the exception and admin will reward you beyond the limitation. Many of you run large meetings and have set up a good system to sign up thousands of people. Or perhaps you have partnered with a number of merchants and they pass out your business cards. I could go along with that as long as you followed up with each that signed up. Some sales funnels could also produce thousands of paid referrals. So like I said, all exceptions relate to building up memberships in TBC. We will look at each situation on a case-by-case basis. This article will be required reading if you present a case through the help desk and we will investigate. Honesty is the best policy. Right. That's an interesting read, that blog, and that particular blog, because you don't get to hear it all the time. You get to read little tidbits referring to it, but you don't actually get the big picture as to why it's explaining in this case. Go back to our screen, new people, and I just want to, I was talking about how you can get the many ways to get cookie rewards. And of course, we know the big push now is getting to 40 grains as well. Because 40 grains today and the rewards at the moment going into May redemption is worth 1 full TBC. Right? So I just want to congratulate this person who has done 4 times 40 grains of gold since this redemption started in February 18. Yeah. And that is Carol Hackett. Yes, she's a mean machine. She has done 400. She has done 160 grains worth to date. And I don't think it's going to stop there either. So congratulations to you, Carol. And following her is Bill Canara as well. So they know where they're going right now. And also, they've joined my cash flow coaching. And we will see them doing a lot more than what everyone else knows at this stage. So I commend the both of you. And also, thank you to you, Sister Carol, again, and Brother Bill, and Brother Darren, and of course, Supervisor Z, and my husband, Keith, for being my moderator tonight, and for you all being here in support. You know, it's like the little committee that travels along like a gypsy caravan, and they go from one broadcaster to another. And, you know, I gotta say this, it's really supportive stuff, you know, um, and encouraging also for any broadcaster. So, yes, you go. And again tomorrow night, same time, same place, and talk about something different again. Since seeing that the blog is not forthcoming with a lot of information, just a whole lot of videos. So I know there's information in those videos, but you know, you can't go wrong by reading what's in the blog. Okay, so that's me for another night, and once again, thank you all for being here. So have a great night, or what's left of your night, wherever you are. It may be daytime, elsewhere, but make the most of your day. Get out there and give the gift and encourage fast duplication. Marie, peace.